turn a hoe to a pack. Her best friend told her she better get back. Say what you mean, we direct. Cash on the road, better keep it a stack. Only 2 seasons.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Bishop Boy Keyshawn, man. Today I'm back with another banger. As always, man. Now today we are going to be reacting to pranks that actually went too far by Simple Paint. Now, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, y'all showed a lot of love for the last video I reacted to on this same channel. So we gonna do it again, you know what I'm saying? But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn notifications on, comment down below what I'm gonna react to next. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the video, man.
Timothy Wilkes. In January 2021, a 20-year-old named Timothy Wilkes wanted to make a prank video for YouTube. The idea was simple. He and a friend would run at strangers with butcher knives, pretend to rob them, and film their reactions. They went to a parking lot outside a trampoline park in Nashville.
Yeah,
it was late at night, and they spotted a group of people hanging out. So Timothy ran at them with the knife out. But one of them, a 23-year-old named David Starnes, had a gun. He saw a stranger sprinting at him with a blade, so he shot him. Timothy died before he could say it was a prank. Police arrested David, but
why would you? Come on now. Why would you walk up on a random person with a knife, bro? Like you don't know what they got. You don't know what they got. You feel me? They could have a gun, a knife as well, or something. You just never know what people had, bro. And the crazy thing is, I remember reading the story. I think the dude got arrested, but I think he let
him go without charges. It was self-defense. He had no way of knowing it was a joke. Royal prank call.
And I look, you feel bad because it's like he probably wasn't like he was just defending himself. He didn't know if it was a prank or not. A normal person would have done the same thing. That's all I'm saying. A normal person would have done the same thing.
In December 2012, two Australian radio DJs named Mel Gregg and Michael Christian thought it would be funny to prank call a hospital in London. Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge at the time, and now Princess of Wales, was there with bad morning sickness, and the whole world wanted to know how she was doing. So they called the hospital pretending to be Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles. A nurse named Jacinta Saldanha answered and fell for it. She transferred the call, and another nurse gave out details about Kate's condition. The DJs aired the whole thing, and it made news everywhere. Everyone laughed. No one got hurt. 3 days later, Jacinta was found dead. She was 46. She left 3 notes blaming the prank call, and she didn't even give out the information. She just answered the phone. The DJs never faced charges, but the show got canceled. Ecuador War of the Worlds. In 1938, a radio host named Orson Welles did a Halloween broadcast in America where he pretended aliens were invading Earth. He made it sound like a real news report, and thousands of people believed it. 11 years later, a radio station in Ecuador decided to do the same thing, but Radio Quito wanted to go bigger. In the days before the show, the newspaper that owned the station published fake reports about strange objects in the sky. So by the time the broadcast came on, people were already nervous, and it worked. Police and firefighters rushed out of town to fight the aliens. Other radio stations picked up the story and started reporting it too. When Radio Quito finally told everyone it was fake, nobody laughed. A mob surrounded the building and set it on fire. The people trapped inside called for help, but the police didn't come. They thought it was still part of the joke. At least 6 people burned to death, including the girlfriend and nephew of the producer, Leonardo Paez. The army had to bring in tanks and tear gas to stop the mob. Paez fled to Venezuela and never came back. Daddy 05. Wow. In 2017,
bro, you know how mad you gotta make people be for a whole mob to be outside your shit and burn down your shit, bro?
That's YouTube channel called Daddy 05 had 750,000 subscribers and 176 million views. Mike and Heather Martin filmed pranks.
Well, hold on. Hey, if you know, my nigga. Bro, Daddy 05, bro, that nigga was wicked. That nigga, he would literally, I forgot what this man used to do. He used to literally mentally abuse his kids for views, bro. Just for views. Like, bro, Chad, if you know, bro. Like, Daddy 05 was a psychopath. The mom, too. Look, the mom wasn't no different, bro. She is not innocent. She's not getting away with this, bro. But, yeah. They like, bro, then he used to destroy their gaming consoles just for, like, over some little ass bullshit? Like, I don't know. But Daddy 05, that nigga's a sick psychopath, bro.
On their 5 kids almost every day. Most of the pranks targeted the 2 youngest 9-year-old Cody and 11-year-old Emma. In one video, the parents poured fake ink on the carpet and then screamed at Cody until he cried, calling him a liar.
They used to do all that bullshit just for views. Just to get likes and clicks, bro. Like, was it worth it at the end of the day?
In another, Mike shoved him into a bookcase hard enough to give him a bloody nose. And in another, the dad told one of the older kids to slap Emma across the face. He did, and she started crying. A YouTuber named Philip DeFranco saw the videos and called it child abuse. So the police got involved, and Cody and Emma were taken away and given back to their biological mother, Rose Hall.
Oh, I forgot. Wasn't the kid? They wasn't even like, those their adopted parents. They wasn't even their real kids. I think I read a story about that. Y'all let me know down in the comments.
She hadn't seen them since 2014, after she was tricked into signing over custody. Both parents were charged with child neglect and got 5 years probation. They hired a PR firm to help with their apology video. YouTube deleted the channel. The Martins tried to start new ones, but YouTube banned them again. But when Cody saw his real mom for the first time, he said he hated her. Mike and Heather had told him she threw him away like garbage, and Emma asked her mom for cheese because she wasn't allowed to have it at the Martins' house.
Oh, wow.
Danny Santulli. In October 2021, an 18-year-old named Danny Santulli from Eden Prairie, Minnesota started his freshman year at the University of Missouri. He wanted to join a fraternity called Phi Gamma Delta, also known as
Phi Gamma Delta. Look, I'm sorry. I go to a HBCU, the Wisconsin State University, you know what I'm saying? SU, all day, every day. It's just funny seeing, like, non-black fraternities. I'm not gonna say white. Non-black fraternities, like the names. I'm talking about the names, not the fraternities itself. I'm talking about the names, like Phi Gamma Delta or Phi Kappa Alpha Kappa. Like, it's just funny.
Fiji. During the pledge process, Danny had already been hospitalized once after they made him climb into a trash can filled with broken glass. On the night of October 19th, Danny and the other pledges were told to take off their shirts. They were blindfolded and brought down to the basement for something called Pledge Dad Reveal Night. Danny's pledge dad handed him a bottle of Tito's vodka and told him to finish it within an hour. Other members poured beer down his throat through a tube. By 11 p.m., Danny couldn't stand anymore, so they put him on a couch. His lips turned blue and his skin went pale. He lay there for over...
Oh, hey, hold on. We won't, hold on. Hold on, as soon as it got interesting, now I want to go there. Mind you, I was just charging it.
His attorney called it the worst fraternity hazing injury ever in the United States. The fraternity had been sanctioned for alcohol violations just 13 days before. They were shut down, and 11 members were charged. His family sued 23 of them and settled. His dad watched the security footage because he wanted to see what they did to his son. In December 2024, President Biden signed the Stop Campus Hazing Act, the first federal anti-hazing law, partly because of what happened to Danny. He's 21 now, and he still needs care around the clock. Tanner Cook. In April 2023, a 21-year-old YouTuber named Tanner Cook walked into a mall in Virginia looking for someone to prank. Cook ran a channel called Classified Goons with about 50,000 subscribers. He made $2,000 to $3,000 a month by getting reactions out of strangers. He would pretend to vomit on Uber drivers and follow random customers through stores. Local sheriff's deputies already knew who he was from previous calls. That day, Cook spotted a DoorDash driver named Alan Coley picking up a food order. So he walked up behind him, held his phone about 6 inches from his face, and started playing a phrase on loop through Google Translate. "Hey dipshit, quit thinking about my twinkle." Collie told him to stop, but Cook kept going. Collie backed away, but Cook followed. The whole thing lasted less than 30 seconds. Then Collie pulled out a gun and shot him in the chest. The bullet hit Cook's liver and stomach, and shoppers fled the mall thinking it was a mass shooting. Cook survived. At trial, Cook said he had no idea he had scared or angered Collie, but the jury sided with Collie and ruled it was self-defense. Cook was 6 feet 5 inches and had been walking toward a stranger who told him 3 times to stop. Collie was only found guilty of firing a gun inside a building. After the verdict,
I don't think shooting him was the solution, though. He did say stop, but I don't think shooting him was the solution. He could have just, like, I could see if he punched him or something, but, like, shooting? It's kind of crazy.
A reporter asked Cook if he was going to stop making prank videos. He said no. "We're going to continue the videos. It is what it is. It's God's plan at the end of the day." Sam Pepper kidnapping. In November 2015, a YouTuber named Sam Pepper uploaded a video called Killing Best Friend Prank.
What?
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun, fast...
Pepper had 2 million subscribers and a history of crossing lines. A year earlier, he groped women on the street for a video, and the LAPD opened an investigation after multiple women accused him of sexual assault. But he kept making videos. This one showed 2 friends, Sam Goldbach and Colby Brock, getting grabbed off the street. A masked man taped Goldbach's hands and feet, put a bag over his head, and stuffed him in a trunk. The next shot showed both of them tied up on a rooftop. the masked man pointed a gun at Brock's head. Golback started screaming. "We're just kids from Kansas," he yelled. "He's everything I have." Then the masked man pulled the trigger, and Brock's body slumped over. Golback sobbed for a full minute, believing his best friend was dead. Then Brock sat up and told him it was all a prank. Over 100,000 people signed a petition to ban Pepper. The hacker group Anonymous hacked his website and told him, "Your life is essentially ruined." YouTube refused to remove the video. They said it didn't break any rules. A few months later, Pepper made all his videos private and tweeted, "I give up. Reset toothpaste Oreo." In January 2017, a 19-year-old YouTuber in Spain named Kangua Ren got a dare from one of his followers. They asked him to replace the cream inside Oreos with toothpaste and feed them to someone. Ren, who went by Reset and had 1.2 million subscribers, found a 52-year-old homeless man named Gorge begging outside a supermarket in Barcelona. Gorge had escaped dictatorship in Romania and spent time in a mental hospital before ending up on the streets. Ren gave him the cookies and about $24. While filming, Ren admitted he might have gone too far. Then he laughed and said at least it would help clean the man's teeth, since he probably hadn't brushed them since he became poor. Gorge threw up after eating the cookie. He later told a reporter he had never been treated so poorly in all his years on the street. When the video blew up, Ren offered the man's daughter $360 to not file a lawsuit. It didn't work. He became the first YouTuber ever found guilty for a prank. The judge sentenced him to 15 months in prison, ordered him to pay $24,000, and banned him from social media for 5 years. When asked why he did it, Ren told the court, "People like what is morbid." He made about $2,400 from that video. Scare tactics. In March 2002, the Sci-Fi Channel was filming the first episode of a new hidden camera show called...
Hold on, man, for 5 years, social media, this nigga missed everything. Shit.
Scare tactics. The idea was to put people in horror movie situations and film them freaking out. They needed someone to scare. They found Cara Blanc. She was a grade school teacher in Los Angeles who also worked as a trained crisis counselor. Her friend Travis Draft told her he was taking her to a fancy Hollywood party, so she got in the car with Draft and another actor named Matthew Murtha. But Draft wasn't just a friend. Blanc had worked with him before on a fake documentary. On the way, the car broke down on a remote desert road. Then, an alien showed up. Draft and Murtha acted like they were being killed and told Blanc to run. So she ran through a dark canyon in the middle of nowhere while hidden cameras caught it. Blanc ended up in the hospital multiple times, and the episode never aired. She sued for assault and emotional damage. The insurance company paid her off, but the show ran 10 more years anyway, calling itself Scaring People Safely since 2003. Balloon Boy. On October 15th, 2009, a silver balloon shaped like a flying saucer floated across the sky in Colorado. Richard and Mayumi Heaney called 911 and said their 6-year-old son Falcon was trapped inside. The whole country watched live as the balloon drifted for 2 hours. Helicopters followed it. And when it finally landed near Denver International Airport, rescue teams rushed to open it. But Falcon wasn't inside. Everyone assumed he had fallen out and died. And then the family went back inside their house, and there he was, hiding in the attic the whole time. That night, the Heens went on Larry King Live. The host asked Falcon why he didn't come out when everyone was calling for him. The boy looked at his parents and said they told him to do it for a show. The next morning, the family went on the Today Show. Falcon threw up on live TV. Police looked into it, and the mother eventually confessed. The Heens had already been on Wife Swap and wanted their own show, so they faked the whole thing. Richard got 90 days in jail and had to pay $36,000. Mayumi got 20 days. Their 3 sons, including Falcon, had been in on it the whole time. Corb forehead tattoo. On November 29, 2000, a DJ at a hard rock station called Corb in Iowa went on the air with an offer. Anyone who tattooed the station's logo on their forehead would get $150,000, paid out over 5 years. David Winkleman heard it and called his stepson Richard Goddard. They called the station to make sure it was real. They said it was. So they went to a tattoo parlor and got the station's logo permanently inked across their foreheads. 93 Rock and Quad City Rocker. A station employee came with them, paid for the tattoos, and took photos for the website. And then they told them it was a joke. Winkleman and Goddard sued. But Winkleman dropped his lawsuit.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nah, bro. You gonna have to see me, bro. That's an automatic fade, bro. Nah, you gonna make me tattoo some of your brand. You gonna make me tattoo your brand on my forehead for whatever money you offer, $150,000, just for you to say it was a prank. Oh, that's an instant fade, bro. Instant.
And
fade,
Goddard
bro.
never showed up in court. His case was thrown out. Both men lost their jobs and couldn't find work. 2 years later, Goddard was beaten with a hammer and nearly killed by people he lived with. He'd been made fun of constantly over the tattoo, and in 2010, Winkleman was arrested on an unrelated charge. His mugshot went viral. He still had the tattoo 10 years later. The station had changed its name 6 years before that. Moonanite Panic. On January 31st, 2007, a commuter in Boston spotted something strange stuck to a beam under Interstate 93. It had wires, batteries, and blinking lights. So he told the police, and they called the bomb squad. Over the next few hours, they found nearly 40 more of them around the city, on bridges, overpasses, and subway stations. So they shut down I-93 and closed the Longfellow Bridge. The Coast Guard stopped all boat traffic on the Charles River, and then they figured out what they were looking at. The devices were LED signs, about the size of a light bright toy. They showed a cartoon alien giving the middle finger. It was a character called a Moonanite from the Adult Swim show Aqua Teen Hunger Force. A marketing company had hired two local artists to put them around the city to promote an upcoming movie. Except the same signs had been put up in 9 other cities, including New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. They had been up for weeks, and nobody else called the bomb squad. In the end, Cartoon Network had to apologize, and the head of the network resigned. The 2 artists got arrested, though the charges were eventually dropped. Boston was the only city that panicked, and it cost them $2 million to find out it was just a joke. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the next...
Anyway, man, that was the pranks that actually went too far. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know if I want a reaction to these types of videos. You know what I'm saying? I low-key do enjoy, you know what I'm saying, reacting to these videos. But yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, turn the notifications on, and don't do pranks like these, or you will end up like these people that he just explained. Don't do these pranks. Everything ain't worth it, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth the views. It's not worth the fame. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth your life, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Do regular pranks. Do normal pranks. Like, what happened to back in the day? They used to put tape on the or like saran wrap in front of the door, and then watch the people walk in and they run into it. Or what happened to I don't know, like when someone about to sit down, you pull the chair and then they fall. What happened to that prank? What happened to those pranks, bro? Like, why don't people do this do simple pranks anymore? Like, why do you gotta go above and beyond? It's not that serious, bro. But anyway, make sure you leave a like, subscribe on the radio, turn notifications on, comment down below which one we react to next. So without further ado, I will catch y'all boys in the next video, man. Peace.
Oh my God, boy, he got it Glock. Make my heart stop. What are they hoes? Yeah, my